Okay, I believe we're back. I've angled the camera downwards so you can see the paper I'm working with a little better, but I will be holding the paper up with each step. So like I said, I'm going to be talking about paper cranes, but not only will I be talking about them, I will be showing you how to make a paper crane. So I'll give you 30 seconds or so to get a piece of paper if you wish. And in the meantime, I will be playing assorted banjo picking. That was terrible. Okay. I will assume that you have a piece of paper, or if you are watching this later on YouTube, you can simply stop the video here and go get a piece of paper and take as long as you want, because that's how YouTube works. So, if you're starting with a rectangular piece of paper like I am, then we will need to form a square. So, what I'm going to do is I will be folding the corner down until the top of the paper, the top, meets the side of the paper, and make this trapezoid here. So I'm just going to pinch it so that it's visible. So you'll see the paper folded down to the edge, and then I just take my thumb and run it along that crease just to make sure that the crease is defined and flat, because you don't want a lot of slack on the paper. It will cause problems later. So now you'll see you have this this triangular region and then this section on the bottom. If you're going for something more sophisticated, you can simply cut the section on the bottom off, but I'm too lazy to do that. So what I'm going to do is you'll be able to see the line that the paper has created with the fold, so I'm going to fold it over that line. So I will fold it and I will show you what it looks like. And like I said, if I'm going too fast or anything, this will be up on YouTube later, and I will cut this section so that it is easier for you to simply get straight to this section. So let me get back to, so I don't get ahead of you guys. Alright, so now it's folded over, and I will unfold the first fold that I did and fold this down. So now you can see we have a square section of paper. There's this folded section, but like I said, if you're not trying to be too sophisticated, this section won't matter. It won't really cause too many problems. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same fold we did, but include the corner of this rectangular section. So I will fold that down, and now we have an isosceles triangle. That is, the sides are the sides of the square, and the diagonal is the diagonal of the square. The hypotenuse is the diagonal of the square. And this is also a right triangle. As I said, hypotenuse, so it is isosceles and right, but not equilateral. So the next step is to take this triangle and fold it in half. So I will fold it in half. And you should be getting a smaller isosceles right triangle that is similar as in the geometric similar, and it is also abstractly similar to the first triangle that you had. And you'll see it is like one of those fancy napkins that they fold at fancy restaurants, except there are no silverware, there's no cutlery, so you are safe with this piece of paper. So from here it gets a little more complex, and so I'll try to explain what I'm going to do first, and then I will do what I'm going to do, and then I will show you and attempt to work backwards a little bit to show you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the corner of one of these sides and see how it opens up. So I want to take the open side, and you can stick your hand in there a little bit, and you're just gonna put your thumb on the crease in the back and push down until the tip of that side meets the corner, and it should form a square with a diagonal across it. So I'm just going to push down the sides here and form creases along the corner, the edges of the square, and so now it is actually a square that you can open up, and that will become important later. But like I did before, I'm going to take my thumbnail and run it across the creases. So now I have a flattened square section of the paper, and I'm just going to take the other side. So now it kind of looks like a shark fin or something. I'm just going to take the other side and do the exact same thing. So I will open it up with my hand, push the tip of the triangle down to the bottom of the page, and then accentuate the creases with my thumbnail. So now we have two rectangles. Yes, they are rectangles, but these are specifically squares, and they are also rhombuses, and they have this central diagonal. And then they also open from one side, one corner, which is important for the next step. So this step is also somewhat abstract, so I will attempt to explain. So we're going to open, so I want you to pick a spot that is about 3/4 of the way up the diagonal with the opening side on the bottom, and simply push that part of the crease inside out. So then you're going to lift this corner up, and that 3/4 might be a little bit too low, so I would say maybe 7/8 up the page, or somewhere in between. So you'll just have to work it a little bit, and you'll see that the inside has this flat area, and you'll want to work that flat area until you can open up. And actually I keep moving it down from where I had said, so it might actually be about that 3/4 or even lower, until you want to work it until you can pull the corners and get the sides to fold in. So that may be a little hard to picture, but I will just do it here, and then I will show you what it looks like so that you can attempt to do this. And like I said, if at any point in time you don't understand, I think even on the stream you can stop the video and re-watch a section. So I will just push down, so it will come out to look a little bit like the Volcom, I believe it's Volcom symbol, to where there's this square in the background, and then there's this bigger rhombus with an opening. So you can see these are open. So the tip and the bottom of the square we had stay at the bottom and the top, but the other corners become the middle of the middle. So the other corners of the square are right here. So they came in as the other ones went up, and now we have this shape. And what we're going to do to the other side is the exact same thing. And now that you have this one in the background, you can see the width that you need to make it. So attempt to make that width the same for the other side. So I will push the corner, and what I tend to do is I'll put the corner where the other corner is, where the other tip is, and then I know that I'm in the right spot. So then you just have to work the paper a little bit to get the shape to come out. And then just clean it up with your thumbnail. Okay, so now we have this big rhombus, and it looks a little complex, but it might start to look like you may be able to jump a little ahead from where we are if you are on top of it. But so what's going to happen is now that we have these, you'll see that the sides open up. So we're going to go ahead and open up those sides and fold it. So now it kind of looks like a wolf, maybe. There's two ears, and then there's the main head, which is a kite shape. And yes, that is an actual geometric shape. It is not just the flying children's toy. I had some excess paper hanging out of one of the flaps here down at the bottom, so I just folded that in, and now you can't see it. So now the general shape is more perfect. So now that we have this, we're just going to take the bottom side, which is the kite shape, and fold it up to the top to match up with the tips of the other ones. So we have this flap that goes up, and the same on this side. So now we have a new isosceles triangle, right? But this one is not a right triangle, so it is not similar to the ones before. And so now that we have this triangle, you'll see once again it opens on the sides because that's what we did last time. But instead of opening it all the way, what I'm going to tell you is to just take one side, one of the little wedges on the inside of the paper, so here, and simply move it down, and you'll see that this part of the paper will spread out a little bit, but just go down until it flattens out again, and then push it in with your fingers. And you can do the same on the other side, so reach in, grab the middle wedge and pull it out, and just find a nice spot that the paper, that the corners meet up, and then push them in with your thumb and your other fingers, obviously. And then now, this is an important decision. You have to decide which of these you want to be the face and which of them you want to be the tail. And if you pick the wrong side, then it might offend the other one because you think it looks like a butt. I'm just going to pick this side. It does not really matter in terms of making the bird. It is relatively symmetric. So now you'll see the general shape of the crane, and then just these big triangles, but these will be the wings. So I'm just going to fold them down. You want to leave a little bit of slack on the sides, so don't necessarily fold it where it wants to. Fold it a little bit up. This just kind of makes it work a little bit better, and it looks a little neater, or nicer, or cleaner, whatever you want to use as your synonym. So now you have your paper crane, and what some of you might know and what some of you might not know is you can make your paper crane fly. So all you have to do is grab the breast region of your bird and the tail and pull the tail, and it will clap its wings together. If you push the wings up a little bit, then you will see that they can fly, so it can flap its wings. The frame rate on my video is not necessarily fast enough to show the flapping of the wings, but you can try that for yourself, and it should work for you. What I find is if you spread the ends down here at the bottom out a bit, then you can have the crane sit up. You might not be able to see that. So now it sits up on its own. And so yeah, there's your paper crane. And you can do that with any piece of paper that you find. So what I tend to do is when I get a receipt or a candy wrapper or something from a restaurant, I'll randomly make a paper crane and leave it on the table, just because I find it'd be fun to find something like that instead of just trash on the table when you're coming around to bus it.